Seems legit. Hello Legitimates, welcome back to my channel. Today I am labeling all of my school supplies for my child. I have used both the Cricut and the laser in this video. You can see literally everything has his name on it. I did all the pencils. I did both packets, but I just didn't show them. So let's go. I am starting with my infrared laser or my IR laser on my xTool. And I am going to line up to put it on the white part. I did try and put it on the green part, but because it's see-through, it didn't really work. So I skipped that idea and we have gone to do it here. You can see it goes back and forth. I'm just going to show you one. I actually did 8 of these. But it is pretty quick. I love the IR laser. It just does everything I want. The other one I basically use for wood, and then this does all my plastics and my metals and my tags and everything. You can see I'm also using the ruler to hold up the other end because these highlighters were on an angle. I needed it to be even, otherwise the name won't come out evenly, and that's just also annoying. And I've got it on real time for you just so you can see how quick it is. It really didn't take all that long. I think this whole video part's like a minute. And then it'll turn red again once it's finished. The light goes red to say that it's done. Like that. And then you can pull it out and see that it's done there. Hold on, it's not focusing. There we go. That's better. Then I decided, let's label his lids as well, because I don't know what grade 2s are like, but if they're going to be bullies and steal lids, like his will have his name on it. So there will be no questioning who owns what. So here we go again. I've done it exactly the same size. I actually didn't shrink the design for the lid. So it's the same on the lid and the little clip part, which is super convenient because it means I don't have to stuff around with it as much. And I like that. And again, this only takes about a minute. If I tried really hard, I could have got everything labeled in a day, but I was doing other things as well. So I ended up doing more than a day, and there was like 72 pencils to do, which is awesome, but is also time consuming. And I did think about making a jig for them, but I felt like that was actually just going to take more time because I don't do pencils as custom orders. If I did them more frequently than once a year, I would make a jig for them so that I can label everything quickly and just line it all up. So that's start to finish. And you can see how a little bit was a little bit off color. It was dark. I actually decided for the next one, and I'm showing you this, I popped a pencil underneath just to prop it up and make it a bit more level, and it works out better. I also sped it up just because you already saw this one go in full action. See how it's more even now? Next up were the scissors. So I picked the side that didn't have any markings on it. And again, this is also the same size as the other ones. I haven't had to change the size of the design yet. So we're going to do scissors. I'm going to line it up. And I don't know why, but with the scissors, it did it individually. I may have changed, well, because it's it goes slower. So it's 3, I think I put it at 3 millimeters per second for this. So it was a lot slower. And it decided to do each letter individually instead of the whole thing like it was doing with the plastic. I didn't change settings, that's just what the machine decided to do, and so long as it marks it, I wasn't really all that worried. Again, I'm going to speed this up because otherwise we'll be here forever just watching the same thing go over and over and over. So this one was fun. It doesn't sit up anywhere, so I had to do it really, really small. But it worked. It's very, very legible still, so that was quite exciting. It also didn't take too long, but it's readable. Next up, we have the hardest one, which were the headphones. I wasn't sure what color this was going to end up. So what I've done is I've put the laser right next to the edge of the table and then put the headphones around the table. And we're just going to make the name not too big and not too small. Now, it didn't go white like I was hoping, like it does with acrylic, but his name is literally ingrained in them, so they won't get lost or stolen. Well, they might get lost, but they won't get stolen, which is awesome. Alright, I have changed over to the diode normal blue laser. So I also had to change the settings to make sure that I have the offset for the pointer. Now, you can see that I'm doing this in my house. It is one tiny little ruler, so it didn't make enough smoke for it to be an issue. But if I was doing lots of these, we would move back outside, because otherwise my house would just smell like burning, which would not be pleasant. That was pretty quick though, and now we are onto pencils. So I'm readjusting the height, and you can see here I'm trying to line it up on the end. After this first pencil, I think I did 1 or 2 pencils like this, and then I realized if I flip the design upside down, I can turn the pencil the other way and make it much, much easier. So that's what I've done here. We're upside down, and that was really, really quick. So I did heaps of them, as you can see here. Some of the colors worked better than the others. The white one was the worst, but that's fine. Next up, we are switching to the Cricut machine. My child picked the colors. He wanted a gold background with blue sparkles on top, and I am one to deliver. So I'm not going to cut off what I need. I'm actually just going to leave it as a whole. I was doing a whole bunch of sneezing there. That's why nothing was happening. And so now we are going to cut out. I've just picked a basic style, and I've multiplied them onto here. There's no need to reverse them because we're not ironing anything. They're just stickers. So this is all just cutting out. Obviously, I've sped it up, or we would be here forever. And as fun as that would be, it's not really fun to watch. But it also didn't take that long. And then you always peel the mat off the sticker, not the sticker off the mat. So if it cut too deep, it's not going to cause any issues. And this one was quicker because it was just the outlines. And again, I peeled the mat off the stuff. You can see the cutouts over there. It is very, very shiny gold. You can see I also damaged it, but that's fine. These things happen. I forgot to change the size of my mat, and then it just ate it all. So I'm cutting around these so that I don't waste it, because there is still quite a lot left over here, like you can see. I could get quite a lot of things out of that leftover extra bit, so I'm just leaving it there and moving it out of the way because that's really, really shiny.
Then, this was from my Temu haul, and I've got my little hook pick. That's what I call it. I don't know what it's actually called. And then we're just going to slowly peel this back to ensure that I'm only grabbing the top layer. And again, I should have done more pressure on this. I think I just did normal pressure, so that's my fault. And now we're up to 3. 3 is probably a bit much, so I might go more of an angle with this. Like that. It's just the initial part that doesn't want to work, and then when I get to here, I'm going to come in and cut all of them off, because if I let this get too big for me personally, it's going to get stuck on here and wreck something, which is exactly what I don't want. Sometimes it comes off perfectly. Look at that. Going pretty well. Same with that one. It's just this top one. And then you guys sometimes have to change peeling directions. I just do this and it turns into a nice little ball. You can do that however you want. So there's our backgrounds done. Now this is going to be way harder to see. Way, way harder. I can see it. A light box would be better. Glitter's a bitch. Alright. That one I'm going to cut straight across, because even though it's cut, it's really hard to see. Can you? I don't know if you can even see those cuts, but much, much harder. And because I can't see, we're going to start with the top layer, and I'm going to hope like hell that this actually cut through. Also, now that I'm lifting it up, it's see-through. I did not realize that that's not going to be as amazing as I thought. I thought it was a solid blue, and it's looking like it's not, which is a new problem, because what if this doesn't go on well? It's not quite what I envisioned. It's still a bit see-through, but that's alright. I'm just going to peel it off again. We're not wasting stuff. I just wanted to see what it was like. So I'm going to definitely peel this off video, because this is going to take forever, because I can't see anything, really. I think I found my groove with this. I say right as I wreck the S. But no, I think I found my groove. You just got to pick up all the opposite-y bits like that, and then over, and then pick out the E. As long as you know what shape you're tracing and what you're up to, it's really not so bad. There's the edge of the K, so again you want to pick out that bit, and that bit, and then that bit, and that bit. Anything that has to go backwards always gets a little bit stuck. Like that. And then I'm going to cut there. And then go again. I found my groove. Maybe. Now there was only 5, so this one's only going to be single layer, which theoretically will be even quicker. You'll notice I'm pulling along and not up. Up leads to disaster. Also hurts your arm muscles. Edge, tuck under, and then because it's the last one I can pull it down like that. Then we just need to get out the middle bit. I like to just stab it, but you can do it however you want. And instead of sticking it on my finger, I can just wipe it into here. Put it in like this, and then scrape it through the holes. That's what this thing's designed for, so that you don't have little bits everywhere throughout your house. Okay, now we're ready to layer them. Alright, this is transfer tape. So it's kind of like clear contact but less sticky. No, you can't use clear contact instead. I've also grabbed a scraper. Even though my table is not smooth, it should be fine. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is chop these apart. Now, I didn't do it earlier because they're so close together I didn't want to wreck them. And also because my fan will probably make them blow away. But what I do want to do is just be able to pick up one at a time. Now, is this too much transfer tape? Absolutely. Chop it down the center. I bought a really big roll of it on eBay. It's not brand labeled or anything, but it is good. I haven't had any complaints thus far from myself or people when I actually sell stickers. So we're just going to put this all the way on there, use the scraper, and then you want to peel back the backing, not the top. Now this should go pretty easy. Like that. Amazing. And then onto here, I'm then going to take it and line it up like that and stick it down. Now since I'm already here, I may as well take this off as well. then stick it straight on. If this was one whole piece, like if the Jessie and the K were joined, I would have probably just peeled it off like a normal sticker, but not a thing. I'm just making sure that this is actually the front and not the back, because that looks just as normal as that does. So the bottom edge is here. So I'm just gonna eyeball it and put them about there. Straight it down. Grab my scraper. Make sure it's really set. Oh, which it is not. And then peel off the transfer tape. Now you can get quite a few uses out of your transfer tape. See, that looks cool. Looks fancy. So I'm going to use the same transfer tape again. You should be able to get anywhere from 3 to 10 goes, depending on your brand and what you're picking up. Like if you were just picking up little hearts or something, it'd probably go fine. You'd probably get a lot more. I only have to do 5, so I'm really hoping that I can get my 5 done. Now I'm just hovering this over so I can see. Scrape it, make sure you scrape all the edges. This also works better on a flat surface, like a completely flat surface. Try not to touch the sticker if you can help it. You don't want it to lose its stickiness. Now again, make sure it's the top. I don't know if they're going to label the folders or not, but on the off chance that they're not, this is prettier than just a marker if you've got the machine to do it. And to be honest, it doesn't really take that long. The pencils took a long time, but to be fair, there was 72 of them. And I just, because I don't do pencils as a business, I didn't really feel the need to set up a jig, but I could, I suppose. So again, we're just going to chop these ones off, because these are the fiddly ones. You just want one at a time. This bit, because it's less fiddly, doesn't necessarily matter. Sometimes I use more of the corner than the flat bit. Normal books are just getting... Oh wait, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pick up the sticker. Definitely works better if you peel away the backing. And sometimes just a firm press from the back will also help if it's not sticking. And that could be for little reasons. Glitter stuff, if it's got a smooth top, as you can see, it's been pretty easy. But when the glitter is actually on top and there's no smooth top coat, I personally find that a lot more tricky to pick up, and it won't layer unless it's the top layer. Can't be the bottom layer if it's not smooth glitter. I learned that the hard way. Peel it. Oh, see, that's exactly what I didn't want to do. Oh well, too late now, isn't it? We also have to get these folders. Again, don't know what for. It's just on the book list, so I'm just trying to make them as pretty as possible. They stick better to this plastic than the last lot, so that's good. And then that's it. I'll just finish up the last 2. I probably should have shown the other bit, but because this is now crooked from the way I put it on, I'm actually going to peel it off and place it myself. So if you're just doing a first name, if you've got a unique enough first name to be able to do it like that, you can just peel them off and then stick them down like this. I just want to try and get mine as even as possible. Also, it's always handy to have a bin around when you're playing with this stuff. That's not bad for straight. It obviously would have been straighter if I didn't pick it up. But again, just chop them into individual bits and you won't have a problem.